And Mike, these direct attacks aimed at players, and I understand that they are getting so bad that the team is now having to step in.
Well, the person behind ASU football's Twitter account tells me the harsh criticism directed at players this season is the worst he's ever seen. Now, granted, an ever-growing social media presence gives more people a platform. Now, an ASU official tells me that tweet came after expletive-filled messages towards players, some of them public, some of them sent in private message. Now, today we talked with a former Sun Devil quarterback. He's heard it all. Coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, how he says fans can help and sometimes hurt a program.
Plano police say they have never seen anything quite like this.
The other major news this evening, a deadly shooting at a high school near Spokane.
Is traveling the length of the country to raise awareness of a shocking statistic.
Hundreds of shoes to represent the hundreds of Kiwis who took their own lives in the past year.
New Zealand has the highest youth suicide rate in the developed world.
Tradition is pretty much non-existent anymore. I mean, it's totally different times.
And a community outraged after their school system banned a long-standing tradition.
Over prayer no longer being allowed over the loudspeaker at football stadiums.
One person's complaint shouldn't change the tradition that we've had in this community for 50 or plus years.
It shook me so bad because I never imagined that God could be taken out of our community.
Over the loudspeaker and was offended.
It's sad, it's depressing, you know, to think my kids are going to grow up not being able to have the freedom of speech or freedom of choice like we're supposed to have.
We have too much going on in this world today not to have some kind of prayer going on anywhere. There's too much violence, too much against everything.
We've never seen anything like this in our city before.
Plano police spent Monday trying to piece together the city's most violent episode in memory.
We've never seen this many victims before.
This unthinkable act of mass murder and cowardice happened during a cookout.
Mass shooting, 8 people, including the gunman, dead.
This is a problem that we all need to be involved with, we all need to be aware of.
Victims advocates say reports of domestic violence in Plano are up double from last year.
And to know that this happened at a Cowboys game watch party.
At a game that could easily been resolved. Nothing, it just happened out of nowhere.
people know that this city, does not have this kind of violence, and this violence is rare really anywhere.
It happened again today, a shooting at a school, the 31st of this year. This time it was at a high school.
Maybe on the second level. Suspect in his team.
Before long, students and parents were reunited. Relief for hundreds of families after gunfire tore through another American school.
This is a situation that plays out in our society way too often.
Angela McQueen grabbed the shooter's arm and subdued him. It happened Wednesday at Mattoon High School. One student was wounded.
This kind of thing here, you hear about it in Chicago, but you don't hear about it in a small little town, Mattoon.
McQueen and hundreds of students were in the school cafeteria Wednesday when a student opened fire.
4 shots were heard. The subject armed with a shotgun. I had a caller advising white male, white t-shirt.
And this is something that we really need in society today. I mean, I'm not sure we're prepared for the consequences of eliminating God in every single, out of every single thing that we do today. I think there's going to be severe consequences for that. And it's just concerning that now schools are taking it a step further and saying, no, you can't even do it at a football game. Well, let's not pretend like it's not an assault on Christianity. I know the left would like us to not think that, but there is a clear assault on what we believe in this country that was founded on these principles. This country needs it.
Yeah, you're right.
That's exactly right. And this country needs prayer. I mean, look at the political discourse today. Do they think that eliminating prayer is going to help us?
And a good snap from Jake. Listen to the crowd. Look at the USC sideline.
USC long snapper Jake Olson, blind since he was 12, entered the game for the Trojans' final extra point against Western Michigan. The moment, perfection. A great moment in sports history, really, just to see that completely unfold with just true sportsmanship.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I would have imagined that Jake would have been dreaming about playing for the Trojans, but the fact that it could ever come true, I would not have thought that was possible. But is Jake, and so anything's possible. There's something about Jake. Jake's a huge story, and he's one for all of us. Courage, character, grit, vision, special qualities that few people will be able to hold on to. He's going to be a big factor, and we're all going to see him do a lot of stuff in this world. And there's nothing holding Jake back. And I was so excited to see it. I couldn't stop crying. It was thrilled.
be able to manage what God has given me and to do it in a way that glorifies Him and to honor Him and steward this platform well while I have it, because it is a unique opportunity and it's not going to last forever, and so I want to really maximize the opportunity while I have it.
You're such a reminder of what good is it for a man to gain the whole world, but to forfeit his soul. And longer, much longer than a football career is just the calling on your life.
Because you see, as a man, as a football player, as a student, I'm sure a lot of us in this room can relate, especially being from North Dakota, the hard work ethic and the values that we all learn. I've been wired to work for and earn everything that I'm going to get. That's how I've always been wired. That's how it's been instilled in me. That's how the Lord created me. And that applies to so many things in my life. But you see, I missed the point. I missed the point in a big way. One of the first practices my freshman year, I'm in a new place. I left this wonderful community, was in Fargo. Now I got a whole new playbook to learn. My head is spinning. It's one of the first practices, and there's a senior quarterback at the time. His name was Dante Perez. I doubt anyone knows who that is, but Dante Perez was a third-string quarterback, and he sits there and he asks me while we're stretching, he's like, "Hey, bro, have you ever read the Bible?" I'm just like, bro, like, not right now. Let's not talk about this right now. My head is spinning. I'm trying to learn football. But it was funny because at the time I was definitely searching. So it's funny that he asked me that at one of the first practices. And so obviously I was taken aback right away, but then I let it sink in and it really hit me. And so, long story short, Dante and I ended up meeting together once a week for the entire first year of college, went through the Bible together. He was just really a mentor to me. I ended up reading through the whole New Testament that freshman year, that first semester of my freshman year. And my view of what Christianity was completely flipped on its head. But Jefferson Bethke is the author in a book called Jesus is Greater Than Religion. And this quote jumped out to me. It says, "You can take advantage of grace. That's the scandal and vulnerability of God's grace. But when you've truly tasted it, you never will. Because nothing is as satisfying as the joy and life of Christ in you." And that quote really jumped out at me. See, there's some of us in this room maybe don't quite know what that means or have never felt that. I find that so fascinating because that's just who Jesus is. That's what the gospel is. It's not about the perfect person. It's not about working so you can earn it. It's all about Jesus came for the broken. He extends grace to everybody. You know, there's no condemnation. Romans 8:1 says, therefore now there's no condemnation found in Christ Jesus. And that's so awesome. The devil, you see, the devil, the Bible talks about the devil wants to come to seek, kill, and destroy.